Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. It's time for more Let's Play Simrail. It's about 1 in the morning here, but I found a train I want to ride because this is going to introduce a new route to us. So let's take a quick look at it. Not going to yammer too much. Let's get right into it. As you can see, we're joining a service as it approaches and enters Katowice. So we are actually starting our service at the main station in Katowice. We're going to go ahead and continue from here as this is the start of the journey. The journey today is a journey from Gliwice, which is up line 137. We've gone up that line before. And it continues to Starzysko Kamienia. That location is on the intersection of lines 8 and line 25. Line 25 is not modeled at all in this game. Line 8 gives us about 5 stations. So we're going to be heading up line 8, and we're going to be losing our path from that point. So we're going to get to see line 8, which comes from Krakow. So when we get to that point, we're getting near the end of the route. We're going to have something to look forward to there. So we got a nice long journey here. I want to say it's about an hour, 2 hours. I didn't check the time on the scenario when I loaded in. But because it is such a long scenario, I'm going to go ahead and mostly keep quiet during this. For right now, let's take a look at our train. This is what we're driving today. Let's look at our departure time while we're here as well. I shouldn't be on this track. This is not safe. This is not safe. Oh, as long as you don't have the... okay, apparently the spacebar bug doesn't happen as long as you don't have the display up. As soon as you have the display up, if you hit the spacebar, it tries to put you in a text box like that. So, anyway, our schedule, as you can see, is that we arrived at 5:59 and we're leaving at 6:04. So we have several minutes here. Let's go ahead and look at some train traffic coming in here. There's not much. There's not much coming in. I'm trying to keep an eye out for traffic coming in. And there is none. We have a couple other trains in the station. So where I am right now, if I look over to, which side is it? Right here. That is train number 40660 going up main line number 1 from Taichi Lodvisto to I can't say this. Jestoshova. It is beyond the Zawiercie route end by about 3 or 4 stations, I believe. So, and there's a couple stations that we do get, so it's beyond that by maybe about 2 or 3 more stations. It's getting dark in the day here. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, so we're going to have another evening journey here, which is not a bad thing. Let's head back down the platform this way for just a moment. And sorry for the little bit of lag. This is, again, game-related lag. I think I've got the streaming problem fixed. I think this train up here is leaving. No, the train back here is already left. And maybe the train I was looking at is leaving. Okay. That train is also leaving. Well, there's no other trains here right now, guys. The only other train that was here, I was just running back to it, and that was already gone. 242209, a light engine, has taken off, or maybe it never stopped in the first place, I don't know, but it's gone. I am the only train in Katowice. I don't know if this is realistic, but I'm the only train here. So, needless to say, we got a quiet day here. Dispatching is apparently going very smoothly if I'm the only train in the station. So, you know what? I'm not going to complain about that. Many stations are bigger than they need to be, and that just gives the extra room in case something goes wrong and there's a couple trains that break down or something like that. So it's actually not bad to have the extra platforms, even if they're not normally used. That said, if it's a bad dispatching day, or if things just get very unlucky, you could have 8 trains coming out all at once, all on the westbound platform, and have 3 trains going east. We had that. Total gridlock. Total gridlock. Someone used the derailer tool to try to get rid of a couple of them, and 2 more just filled in. So there was nothing that anyone could do. It was just gone. It was a goner. There was nothing anyone could do. Problem is that we didn't know what station the train with the green signal was going to, so we couldn't derail the correct train, and everything just backfilled. Oh well, that reset's long gone. So we have 6:01. We're going to wait for departure here, and we'll carry on our discussion. To our left is train number 24157, heading from Kielce to Gliwice, where we just came from. So basically, same location at one end of the route, just different ends of the route. So I came from Gliwice, it's going to Gliwice. He came from Kielce, and I'm going to, well, a different area. So we are getting ready for departure. We should be, there we go. The destination has appeared at the top left. We're going to be driving through Katowice-Zawodzie. You can see our next stop is Sosnowiec-Południowy. So we're going to be taking the south route today. Let's hide this and enjoy the drive in this section. We have some nice sunlight on the right window here. That is very bright sunlight. I assume realistic. So yeah, very, very bright sunlight here. We are, and I call this a sunset drive. I should actually throw out something. This is a sunrise. This is the sunrise. I'm doing this at 1 in the morning my time. That means that it's 6 a.m. server time. The sun is going to come up around us. So this is actually the opposite of the drive I did on line 4. We're going to see the sun come up around us. It's going to get brighter and brighter as the day sets in. And I think around 8 o'clock we should be done, because our route is going to continue without us. This train has about another hour of driving or so, maybe at most. It might not even be that much. What I'm going to hope for now is that we don't have a clog up at the tunnel end of the route. If we do, I may have to cut in another service. So we're going to see what happens here. I may have to cut in video for another service if this turns out to be a problem. But we're going to hope for right now it isn't. If it does happen, I will tell you so as well. I'm not going to mask that. Right now I can tell you it is clear, so I'm trying to get the drive in. There's another train that's going to be following behind us. 42112 will be behind us. So it's also going to be taking the path on the line we're taking. So we're going to see how well this goes. We should never see this train, as far as I know. Looking at the line up ahead, I do see a train at Katowice-Południowy, which is the station after Katowice-Zawodzie and before Sosnowiec-Duchny. It has left that platform now. I believe it is a stopping service. It has now left that platform, and it is continuing. So we have empty track ahead of us. Katowice-Zawodzie should already have us clear. We're giving horn alerts for crossings here. I think it's a low horn tone that's being given. We're going to have a high horn tone. I'm going to call out the 2 dispatchers we have here that are keeping the routes clean and trouble-free today. So let's call out those 2 dispatchers. So the first dispatcher today is a dispatcher named MIXXD, so I guess mixed. So we have a lot of different players. I'm just going to call out the names. I'm not trying to necessarily promote anyone here. Just this is who happens to be here, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And he did keep the dispatch route clears, so a little bit of lag there as we go along. That will happen. So he kept the dispatch route clear, and he did his job. So I give him full credit for doing that. We're about to pass service 14105. I'm not going to name everyone driving the services, even if I have it, unless I recognize the name. So 14105 is driving this service. Currently going 105 kilometers an hour himself, so he's going pretty fast. We are going a good 100 at our pace. So, yeah, 14105 gets to go a little faster because they're higher priority, I guess. I don't know how that works. But they are definitely higher priority. To explain the priority problem, I'm going to talk about this a little more as we go through line 660, but the priority problem is basically, or priority thing is basically 4-digit trains, fastest. 5-digit trains, middle. 6-digit trains, expect delays. That's basically how it works. you're scheduled for delays. If you're one of these 644 trains, you are the lowest priority because your stock is empty. You have no cargo, so you're basically just there driving along, and there's no other way to get you where you need to go except on the same tracks as passenger services. So have fun, in other words. You're going to be in sidings everywhere, unless a very pleasant dispatcher decides, you have a hold up ahead, we'll just send you through. Well, thank you. That's just basically all you say at that point. That keeps happening. I have the radio off, but that keeps happening. I don't know what it is. It is annoying me. We're just going to have to live with it. It scares me every single time. If I was holding something, I'd probably throw it. No, I wouldn't. I'm just lying. But it scares me every single time. We're going to be passing service 24109. This train is coming from the Kyochi area as well. So this train is coming from line 660. Oh, I just honked at a bot, ladies and gentlemen. That's a robot. Whoopsie! That's a big whoopsie. Now, we have a player up ahead. I saw this gentleman here running the line earlier. Mighty Smiter. I saw you earlier today. You did a great job at this station. I came through, or maybe it was yesterday. I came through, and I think you were managing at the time on another train. So you were doing a fantastic job. I will call you out. Mighty Smiter, I assume this red signal is to make sure the line is clear. So we do have a red signal here. I'm going to bring up the information on my HUD. You can see it is now 6:11 in the morning, and you can see that we're having some routing problems. Mighty Smiter, I might have to put in a radio call here for just a moment. Let's, one moment here. I'm going to turn on the radio. Let's turn off auto for a second. So Snovia Glufni, I go on line 660. I'll turn on auto now that my radio is on. So what he's doing is he's trying to route me straight into the platform. The problem is that I take line 660. He cannot route me to the platform because the game is designed to not allow him to route me into the platform. This is a mistake that every player will make at least once at this station. He made it 4 times in a row. I'm hopeful that he heard my radio call.
4-0, I think he's got you turning south here in just a moment. Yeah, you on the wrong line.
Copy that. Next, I was not planning to come on the radio because I'm doing a video on this, but I wanted to make sure he knew I was going south. He's misroad me 4 times now.
Yeah, I called him on the phone as well. Yeah, I think he's getting it going.
Yep, I am moving now. Thank you. Mighty Spider, I did see you earlier doing a good job. It does happen. I've done it too. Don't worry about it. Good day, and happy dispatching.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, I just got in the modes and everything straight through. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Hey guys, how you doing? Can I please get a 444030 up on the road, please?
So I was not planning to have radio chatter on this drive, but I don't expect to have much radio chatter once we move to the south station anyway. So I've turned on automatic radio change. This is the radio change point coming up. So I'm going to lose access to all this radio chatter anyway when I cross this point. That's why I turned it back on and made sure he knew what was going on. So we are going to proceed at this point to the south station. And I'm going to go ahead and send him a friend request later, because why not? So we're going to honk. So the first one was for the alert for the crossing that's coming up. The second one was for the dispatcher. And you can see that sunlight coming out. And look at the sunshade. Like, this actually happens in real life, too. They captured this nicely. I am pleasantly surprised by how this looks. It is just as annoying seeing that sun in your window as it is when you're driving a car on the highway. I guarantee you this is annoying if you're driving in real life. But it is so great to see in this game. Now remember during the playtest we got cut off at this point? We couldn't go any further? Yeah, we're going further today. Now that's a 6, which I think means 60 miles per hour limit. You can hear the speed beat going up. I think that was a lorry over there, as they call it in the UK. We call it just a truck in the US, which we call pickup trucks as well. So there you go. So the British probably have that one right. I'm just going to be honest there. Now, we walked over here when I was dispatching Sosnowiec Glufni during the playtest, so we know a little bit about this station already. We were walking on this platform. I took you to the end of the platform. We found a station building. We didn't go beyond the station building at the other end of the platform. We went a little bit down and grabbed the dispatch building there. That's all we got. So, I have not seen anything else about this track. I only have a map up to give me names of stations and lines along the way. That is all I have to work with. I have nothing else to work with here. So this is a stop for us at Sosnowiec Poludniwi, and I don't know what kind of, I didn't check the exact stopping time, so I don't know what exactly is going to be happening to us here yet. But I am going to go ahead and bring up information on the lines. Actually, I did have some of it up, but I'm bringing it up more because I realized I didn't have enough. I'm going to bring up more information on the lines connecting as we go, and we will discuss this. Notice it says you can stop now. Because a bot is driving, I assume it's made the stop. If for some reason the bot is not completing the stop and I have to take over to confirm the stop, I will go ahead and do so. We'll just talk about that. Now, that next signal thing you see going on appears to be a problem at Katowice itself. This is actually, I'm happy to see this, because this is a good thing to bring up. Katowice main station currently does not have a player train. So we're going to go, if you see that, the AI is making a mistake, or the AI has a train crossing a path while trying to move someone else the other way on that same track, that will reset the routes. This happened to me at Sosnowiec Glufni as well. When I had a freight train going out across line 1 and I tried to send a train along the other way on line 1, it told me I had a wrong route, it was going to be released. It went anyway, but it just told me I had a wrong route, it was going to be released. So both routes are still set at Katowice. That's just a weird bug. I don't know what's happening there. But in any case, let's continue our journey. We're heading towards Sosnowiec Dandowka. And notice we have a clock in the corner that says it's at 0, which I think the system with AI trains is kind of funky here. We have a red signal coming up as well. So let's hide. I didn't want to do that. We don't have any dispatchers here. Let's hide this and continue on. The radio is still in operation. Am I getting the... No, I'm still getting traffic in the south. I might hear radio chatter, guys. No, we're going to hear radio chatter. I didn't expect that at this point. There's our warning. The AI driver is playing those warnings, by the way. I'm not playing those warnings. That is the AI driver. The AI actually sounds the horn at crossings in this game. If you did not notice this already, I just told you. You're welcome for information that you probably already knew. Here is the level crossing. And I think there's a line joining us up here. I do now know which one it is. It is a single line that we're on right now. As we join, it turns into basically a triple line because it's 2 lines joining us. This area is a known area that can cause problems at Sosnowiec Glufni. As we join line 171 traveling in to join us right there. So this single track is an issue. If you try to send a train down line 660, you only have the platform at Sosnowiec Poludniwi to deal with. If you have both platforms that are blocked, you're screwed. But at the same time, even if the AI worked properly, if you had a train at one platform and you sent a train through the other platform, which is, by the way it should work. You should not have backfill from the other station. The AI should not be backfilling the platform. They should be letting one platform open for your train. What should be happening at that station is that the AI should be checking platform 2. I think it is. I don't know if it's 1 or 2. It's the one on the track that we went in by on the right track. The one on the right track. It should be checking that track and finding out if that platform is clear. If that platform is clear, we're allowed to bring the train up. If that platform is not clear, because we already sent a train, we cannot put a train in. That is what should be happening. The only way that platform would gum up is if we have a train up there and we don't accept traffic from that line, because then traffic from the single line should be blocking our train from proceeding. That is what should be happening. The point that they look for as we go through Dandovka, the point they look for, that it looks at, is basically around this point. This is the point that it looks for, right around this area. And right now there are no trains in this area, but if there was a train beyond this station, already on the move, so Snowiak Poludnuvi would, if it was a second train, would tell you, you cannot put a train on my platform right now, even though it was open, even though we're doing exactly what we should be doing, and it isn't. The funny thing is, I put a train through that platform when I was told I was not allowed to, because I could see on the map that the train had not reached yet. As soon as I did that and I occupied that platform, the train next to the train that I sent was permitted on the line and asked for it. It was asked for onto my line, and I let it on the line, because that's exactly how it should work. What the bot does is it tries to send, it might put, for example, a train number 24189 into its platform, and then there's a train number 24121 which is given higher priority because it is a lower number. Do you see the problem if it gets pushed into the other platform that we use? Gridlock. If you send a train, gridlock. So that is something that needs to be avoided. That is something that can't be allowed to happen. And I have seen one of the developers openly say it's the player's fault when there is no method within the game to check that the player is not making this mistake. The player cannot bring up a map in the game. They have to use a third-party tool to look up the map and see what's going on. They have to respond. The only way they can make sure the line is clear is to accept all the trains from the South Station, which they should be doing anyway. I don't question that they should be doing that anyway, but to see a developer openly say people are blocking up the line on purpose, that was something I didn't like. That was, in my opinion, negative. So, if that... I don't want to talk harshly of the developer, but if that is the attitude they have towards players, that's not a good thing. So, instead of saying it's the player's fault, look for things that the player might be thinking should be happening, and there might be more information possible in this case that the player can work with. Now, the line going off right now, I want to tell you, hold on. So you saw a line go off to the right. That is the continuation of line 171. So we are no longer on that line. We are now on a single track. We just went through the Sosnowiak Porabica area. I don't think we stopped there. I don't think it's a stop. Or maybe we're not at that station yet. Maybe we did pass it. Wait a second. Is the platform not built for these stations yet? I thought we saw it back there. Here's a horn. Ah, we have a red signal. That's what it is. We have a red. We have a green. We have a green. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's happening on the radio. We're having a comment about something shook. Haha, I'm also off for today. So if I want to dispatch Beijing right now, I'd get off this train and go to Beijing. But I'm not going to do that. I'm driving this train. You can see that we are now destined for Dobrova, Gornica, whatever that is. Carrying on. There's a crossing track. We are two-way once again in this area. Now there is a train, ironically, nearby. What's going on here? So we're going to be taking, I think, the 663 connection. We don't really have a choice here. We have to take the 663 connection. So there's a train over there. That is train 24907. Oh wait, this is a two-way line. There's no connection. This is a two-way line. The 663 connection went off. So I can confirm 663 went off curving back to the south. The line that is coming in is the 163 connection. I don't know if we see that yet. There's a horn. So we might see the 663 line coming in a little further ahead because there is a little bit of a distance here. This is kind of like a very elongated Y section. Now something we may not see on the map here, or in the game I should say, I see it on the map, is that there's a tram turnaround. It's the end of the tram line at a station called Kazimierz Gornicy Petia. So that's the end of the tram line. We passed this area, or we're passing this area, I'm not sure which. Sorry, we're long past that area. That was way back where the train was. So I'm calling out things late now. Go me. We are going to be approaching another train track here. I didn't mention, by the way, that Sosnowiec Kamiritz was in that area. That was where Sosnowiec Kamiritz was. Kazimierz, sorry. Hold on. So we're now going to see line 162 joining us at the left. That line connects to the main line 133. Now I don't have information on all the lines in front of me, but that line does take you back to Dobrova, Gornica, Zabkovici. So that will join us back onto that route. This is a route that some trains will take to avoid Beijing. This is an alternate route option. And that again is where there's a huge yard. We may see that on a future journey. So we will cover this pattern at some point. We're coming up on Dobrova, Gornica, Sturzemi. I'm going to have trouble with this. Sturzemi Cis. That works. I think we're through it already, actually. I think we're going to be staying on the straight track here. I mean, we don't have a lot of options. We have to stay on the straight track, I think. And actually, this is the platform. This is the platform I just named that I can't get off my tongue easily, like a lot of Polish names. Even the ones I can say. I believe this is a stop, so we're going to go ahead and honk our horn. What I don't understand is why the train is stopping where it's stopping if it's a passenger stop. I don't understand that. It's not a passenger stop. Okay, we've confirmed that now. Good to know. Now we're going to going to be crossing a train line, and we're on a bridge, so there's a train below. Let's go ahead and look out the window for a second. Let's hop up and look out the window for just one moment. I'm going to hit the E key. The train will keep going because there's an AI driver. We can't see him. So we're going to move around the cab here and look out this window. Very, very carefully because we're going to see two trains coming in. One is going to be below us. So the bridge that we are crossing, we're going to see to the north train 444030. I'm not getting a good view right now thanks to this building, but 444030 is going to be down below on a track somewhere. I might see it, I might not. But I moved over here so we can try to get a view of it. There is the track. So somewhere down there, 444030 is over there. We can't really see him from this view, unfortunately. We'd see him better coming the other way. Now, we're going to continue along here. And a train just left this line. So let's go back to the other window very quickly. Try and look out the other window very speedily. Because, I'll do it from the seat, actually. I'll do it from the seat. So if we look back over here in this direction, you can't really see it because he's already gone. But train number 24159 just left this line. Literally just left this line. So line 62, it's back to be. It's line 71 is merging with this again. Line 171 is re-merging. So he took line 171, and that little path is going to connect back to line 133. So that's line 133 that we crossed on the bridge. Is basically what I'm getting at. That's what it is. We're going to be going through Dobrovo Gornica Vishudnia. Vishudnia. That is the next station coming up, and you are going to see that station in about a minute or so, I think. So I will not try to butcher that name again. We're just going to go ahead and watch the station go by. Meanwhile, I melted ice cream. Sorry if you're hearing a spoon. So here is that station. And again, line 171 is to our right. They do not have access to the station. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe 171 has joined us. I might have said that wrong, actually. 171 might have joined us. No, never mind. They don't have access to the station. I was right the first time. I'll stick with it. Let's honk at this guy. I don't know if it's a dispatch building or not, but we'll just honk at it. Because why not? Now, the scenery in this area might not be final. We need to keep in mind this is still game development. There may be more development happening here, especially on the dispatcher buildings, which we're not going to be able to go into yet. They have to be finished. So there will be development at least on the dispatch buildings. What else happens down here? I have no idea. Line 171 is going to continue over us on a bridge. So you see it starting to head up. It's going to go over us on a bridge. We're not supposed to have radio down here. The radio should be changed when we're driving. I could probably turn it off and get away with it, but we're not going to do that. Like I said, for some reason we're still hearing radio traffic all the way over in that area. Oh, that's actually 444030. I'll just send him a nice message. Heads up, 444030. There is no human dispatching in this area. You are waiting for traffic. AI is controlling traffic ahead of you. You have to wait. I am sorry for the delay. We'll see if he responds later. You're very welcome. And I'll see if I can give you an update of what's going on your line. I'm doing a video, but I'll just try and give you an update here. So taking a look at the map, just to give him some information, I see 24159 going ahead. I will go ahead and share that information. From what I can see, 444030, I see train number 24059 ahead of you. I just saw that train turn off onto that line. I believe you will be cleared after that traffic. I cannot confirm this, that is my best guess. Safe driving. And that's that.
444030, copy, thank you.
You're very welcome. Good day. So there is going to be that little thing, and this is something I kind of wanted to mention as well. We don't have human dispatching down here yet. We are, by the way, joining another line, which I'm going to try to give you right now. 171 already went over our heads. We're coming up to Slavkov. There's two W's. Remember, they sound like a V, so it's Slavkov that we're coming up on right now. And we're actually not joining a line. That's a little further along. We see another line come in. So we'll talk about that later. But we are going through Slavkov. So I want to talk about the fact that there are no human dispatchers down here yet. If there were human dispatchers down here, we would have them controlling train junctions down here. We don't have that. I don't know how many dispatchers are going to be along line 62. I don't know if they're going to be dispatchers in other areas where line 133 and 171 and such go through. But we do definitely have dispatching on 62 planned because we have to get to Tunel. And we have to then get a few stations on line 8 where it branches off to meet line 4. So we do have to get dispatching down here. It's just a matter of when we're going to get it. That's the only question. When are we going to get it? We don't know. So I am not going to fault Guardian, who is a player there. I'm not going to fault Guardian for suggesting that, for wanting to know what's going on. There's no radio dispatcher telling what's going on. And the best thing that can happen is that a driver drives through and communicates to the other player, hey, you're not going to get any help down here, but let me see what I can tell you. If I was not doing this video, I would have actually given them more advice on looking up the Simrail website. Hopefully Guardian looks up the Simrail website if he sees this video. It's simrail.fr. You can click on your server number and you can follow the real-time map and know what is happening with traffic on your line. You can make an educated guess based on what you see. We will be driving those freight services in the future, but for these initial videos I wanted to show you services with minimal stopping. So that is what I'm doing today. We will get to the freight trains in the future, so keep an eye out for that. So I think this is not 171. I think this is 133 joining again. Let me check this. No, this is 156. So we're going through the what area are we going through? We're going through the Bukovno area. We actually might have just seen Bukovno Zimiarki. No, that was Zimiarki, because the lines were crossing. So we were seeing line 65 in this area as well. So line 65 was crossing with us. There we go. So Bukovno is going to be where line 156 merges in up ahead. You can also see a bridge. I don't think that's a railway line. But I could be wrong. That could be a railway line. No, that was a road. That was definitely a road, because 156 should be joining us in a moment. I don't know what this walking... Oh, that is 156. Okay. So we are 3 lanes now. Yep, I'm learning things. This is a 3-lane area, 4-lane area. No, there are 3 lanes here. I don't know. Who cares? Strangely, there are 2 tracks over there joining us. That must be the 65 rejoining us. I think that's 65. We'll figure it out. Let's see what our checkpoint is here. We're just going to do this as an update. You see we do have no stop here, but this is Bukovno we're going through right now, I believe. The next drive-through is actually Olkus. Olkus. So that is the next drive-through. So we've already passed the station. I was right the first time. Let me find where we are on the map, because I have a train coming by. That train you're seeing is 245031. That is some kind of freight service, and I believe it's a loaded freight service. I think those are like steel tubes or something on there. So I think that is a loaded freight service. That train is driving at 40 kilometers per hour. We're going at a crisp 50. So now 156 has definitely rejoined us. That is for sure. 156 is rejoining us. Or rather, joining us. It's not a case of rejoining. And actually, the line ends. Line 156 ends on us, I believe, because I don't see that number continuing down the map. So that is the end of line 156. So let me talk about line 156 for a moment. Line 156 heads towards Javornzo. I'm going to regret saying this. Javornzo Chikakova. Someone Polish, please correct me. That you can eventually find your way through other connections back down to Mistovici this way as well. But Mistovici is where the DLC also ends for us, because you can't drive down to Mistovici yet. And that would be such a short drive at this point that I assume the Mistovici is there for DLC use. So I assume at some point it will connect as DLC. Which means that the Taichi area and the Katowice Ligada area, which are seen as termini stations, we may get them. We could possibly get them, just not yet. Not this time. But the fact that Mistovici is there suggests to me it's going to be used for DLC, and we'll find out. It would be nice if it is. So we're now continuing on a merge of line 62 and line 65. So 65 and 62 share this area. You can see there are multiple tracks here now. So there are dispatching options down here. I don't know how often these tracks connect to each other, if at all. But there are definitively dispatching options. You even saw a yard going off at one point as well on the right, on the left. I think we're past that yard now. But you would have seen that yard on the left. Actually, take that back. We're going to see that yard on the left right now. Let's take a look. Since we're not driving, I can run over here to the window and we can peek out the door. Well, peek out the window, whatever. Let's use this window. Zoom in. Sure, let's do this window. That works too. See that yard coming in right now? That's the exit from the yard that I'm just mentioning. So if we continue along, we're going to see... I have no idea if that's another track. I don't know what that is yet. But in any case, we're going to get back in the seat. We're going to zoom back in. Or out. So there is a track heading off there. That track is just another siding track. That track actually ends over there, so nothing really exciting. But all that means that there has to be a dispatcher at the Bukovno station. So expect Bukovno to be a dispatching location. I fully expect that, because you're going to have the yards on this side, and you're going to have line 156 starting there as well. So you're definitely going to be dispatching Bukovno at some point in the future. Keep that one in mind if you see it on the playlist. It might be in 2 or 3 months, but just keep it in mind. By the way, we're not going to see any more radio chatter from the Katowice side. We are out of radio range. If I bring up the information right now, in fact, you're going to see that we only have Guardian in range. Nobody else is playing on this line. It doesn't mean that this line is boring. It just means that no one's currently driving it. During the daytime, I'm not joking when I say this entire server, I'm on EN1, this entire server is full during the day. So you will find players here all day long. So I'm going to give you a heads up right now that we're going through Olkuts. The city is starting to our left, and it's going to start on our right eventually as well. After we are in the city area on both sides, we're going to be going through the platform, which is probably right here, probably right dead ahead. There's a random sidetrack coming in here. Maybe it's disused. In any case, we should be going through the platform if we haven't already. Now, we're going through the platform now. You can see it now. This is definitely platform. Railway crossing noises. So I think we're starting to slow down. I just saw the brake go on. So there's a train coming at us at 60 kilometers an hour. This must be a 60 speed limit up ahead. Train number 24909 is approaching from Kierce to Katowice-Ligota. Now, Katowice-Ligota is one station south of Katowice, Maine. I will not be surprised to see if that gets hit as DLC, just to allow the service to terminate. The line is Katowice to Warsaw, but we may see Katowice-Ligota in the future. Very, very small distance compared to the main route. I would love to see that added just when they want to experiment with terminus stations. I would love to see that added and see a train change at a terminus station. That would be nice to see in this game. So there goes 24909. Interestingly, we're still going faster. Interesting. It is a bot train. It's going 60. Apparently the 2-4 service is only go through 60 there. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the 60 track. Something is mismatched here. I don't know what's happening. Are they supposed to be 40 kilometers apart in speed? I have no idea. So there are more trains ahead. We'll get to them. To our left right now is Rapston. It is not a train station, but it's just a community a little bit off to our left. It looks like a very, very small area. There's not a lot of roads there. There are some houses there, so it's just like a little rural type community. fact, Old Kutz itself might also just be a town, but it looks like it's big enough to have a city-type environment, so... Rabsin might just be part of the full area there. That might be what it is. So like a neighborhood within the city. Probably just a neighborhood in the city. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That works. That works. Coming up on the next station very soon. I think I can actually say this one, so I'm going to give it a go. I should say that this station is alongside Reservat Pazurek. Reservat Pazurek. As we get to the station platform, we're going to be as close as we are to what I believe is a pasture area. I think that stands for pasture. Oh, actually, no. Pazurek is named of something along the road. Never mind. Okay, I think it's related to that. Anyway, to our left, we are alongside this area now. But it gets closer to us as we get to the station. This is Jarosowiec Olkuski. Jarosowiec Olkuski. That looked exactly like a dispatch building. Oh, I just killed somebody. That's 100 points. So we still have a decent little journey ahead. I'm going to say probably about half an hour on line 62. And then we just have the little section on line 8 and we're done. That should be it. See about 5 trains ahead. There might be 1 or 2 more spawning. And a couple of them are going, of course, in the other direction. So coming in our direction right now is 24161. Also being driven by a bot, also going 40 kilometers slower than it should be, according to the speed I'm going, which is 100 kilometers per hour. It should be noted, by the way, that you may remember the 4-4 train that we had Guardian driving it earlier. And by the way, I'm just going to take a quick peek back here to see what's going on with him. I haven't found him yet, but oh, he's now a bot. Okay, he got cleaned by a bot because he didn't want to wait at the red light. Well, life of a freight train driver. If you can't take it, you can't take it. see if there are any humans in this area while we slow down. You see we're coming down to 80 kilometers per hour. We do have a stop at... we didn't stop. Our AI did not stop. What is... I'm going to bring this up again in a few minutes. But let's take a quick look. Nope, nobody nearby. Just the dispatcher in Zaviersi is the nearest creature to me. So we don't have anything to really look at here. We'll come back to the screen in a moment here, because we have no players on this end of the route. So, nice and quiet. That is 24901, I believe. Sorry, 24161. I gave you the wrong number. Now here's a hilarious detail. There's freight up ahead going faster than we are. Or faster, not necessarily than we are, but faster than the passenger traffic is allowed to go going in this other direction. I don't get that. Line 62 and line 65 continue. We are again 4 tracks. Looks like some sidings on the side in case a freight train needs to be parked. And that's probably what it's used for. Parking it. Now that is close enough to the track that I believe that is a dispatch building. I'm not 100% sure. Hi there. I really need to stop hitting the refresh key on my iPad. Looking back on the main route, I see a new player has taken over Katowice Zablowski, but Mighty Smiter is still manning SG, and he has just sent another train. Looks like successfully onto the line. 42912 is now way behind us, and I think it's taken the same route as us. No, it's going to a different destination. Busko Droge. We might see that one in the future as well, but it might come along the same line, so I might have no reason to show you that. We'll see. We'll see. We're coming not to a station. We're just slowing down. Do we have a red signal? We might have had a red signal. Not anymore. So if we bring up our information for a second, we're going to see there's a stop at Woolbrom. We have another passenger indication here. What is going on here? Come on, guys. Anyway, red signal 2.5 kilometers ahead, as you can see. we're going to go ahead and just go back to enjoying the drive here. Oh, let's bring up the waypoints again. You see that it says we are driving through Walbrum. So it says drive through Walbrum. I think the reason for that is because maybe these locations do not yet operate as platforms. This may be future functionality. I don't know how this would affect us driving this train because it shows an arrival time and departure time. Are we supposed to stop here in the future? I don't know. So I will be curious to see with future development if those turn into passenger stops. I think they are. I think they are passenger stops. Stay tuned for future commentary. Watch this space, as some would say. Brakes are being applied. And we're going to drive through but not stop at Volbrom. Again, that's Volbrom. What the heck is going on up ahead here? Well, this is unique. We have a bot train 245033 wrong way running on another line here. The line to the south is coming up, so the line going to our right is line 62. We are going through the station, which is on line 62. So we are still on line 62. Line 65 avoids the station and eventually rejoins us a little further ahead. That's an interesting play. So that tells me that this is definitively meant to be a passenger stop, because if we were not making that stop, we would be taking the avoiding line 65. So we are meant to make that stop. As for the traffic coming from the freight traffic that's going to be coming up ahead, I don't believe it is allowed to take 65. So this might have something to do with it. Notice that we are slowing down right now. This might be what the red signal is for. The red signal right now might be simulating a stop. So we currently have that red signal. It should be clearing momentarily, and we're going to be able to get access to the track. So this is supposed to, I believe, right now mimic a platform stop, which we currently cannot do. I think we are waiting for this freight train. You can see him up ahead here. He must have been blocking part of our track. It's a bot, who cares? I'm just gonna honk at it. Now there's something very interesting here. I did not know this until recently, and I might actually do this at some point. We're coming up on Krakow right now, the Krakow line, where line 8 merges. That's a little bit further ahead. When we get to that point, I just looked ahead on the map and I found a train 3112. That is an express train. It goes from Krakow Glówny to Warszawa Groszów. That means that it's going to be taking a path up track 8. It's going to be detouring onto another track, which I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to confirm because it connects to our line 4. So that would take a path through Tunnel. It would continue on line 8 temporarily. It would then branch off eventually to line 64. Line 64 is in our game. I don't know if it's fully, but it is at least a good chunk of it. Over to where line 4 is. Yeah, it's not fully in. It doesn't connect to the line 61 section slightly north. So most of line 64 is in from what I can see. And when you get to line 4, you get merged back onto the high-speed line, and then that express joins traffic. So that express joins traffic at Starzny, and it continues north. Taking a look at the high-speed line, this is still very early in the high-speed line that I'm referring to on this traffic. So it's going to be interesting in the future. And I'm going to try to take that traffic to Warsaw. I've decided now I'm going to take that traffic to Warsaw. At some point I'm going to have to show you the rest of the line. But actually that will show you the rest of the line, because I've already seen the area from near Surrey. So that will get us the area from Warsaw. That line actually takes you through Surrey, I believe. So I'm not 100% on that, but I believe that to be correct. And if I believe something to be correct, I'm going to say it's correct. That's all I care about. Yeah, I can't even see Surrey on my map right now for some reason. So we'll figure that out later. But in any case, the journey for today is going to continue after this red signal clears. And taking a look further ahead, I do now see one train that seems to be leaving the track, another train that seems to be joining the track up ahead. So there's our green. I think we're following traffic, and unfortunately for us, it is freight traffic. So we do have a train coming toward us. We'll address him in a second. So I just want to talk about channel schedule for a moment here. I am going to be going back to, I kind of alluded last video, I'm going to be going back to Train Sim Classic on, I think Friday is what I'm going to go with here. Train Sim Classic on Friday. So I'm going to be showing off the M3. There are 3 scenarios that come with the M3. It runs on Long Island Railroad. I know some of you complain it's a laggy route. Try not driving on high quality. That might help, but for now, let's assume you're not doing that. It can lag even for medium quality, and for slower processes, and for less RAM. I understand. I'm still happy I can at least run the route. So I am running the route, I am running scenarios. The problem right now is the M7, really, and once that is solved, you can do whatever scenarios you want on there and have fun with it. So, I can't speak for DTG, and I in no way mean to sound like I'm speaking for them, but I have a feeling that we're not done with that route, because New York is a place that they visit a lot. I have a feeling they're not done with that route. And I know that a couple proposals I made were for the route to continue to Babylon for one option, which gives it a very long drive from Jamaica, passes a couple of sidelines, which may or may not be able to be completed. And also, or they can even stop and truncate the line to Babylon and just do those sidelines. There's options. There are options here. But the other option is that they can also go to Ronkonkoma. And if they do get a diesel train for the Long Island Railroad, if they can get some audio for a diesel train on that route, there might be a possibility we can go somewhere like Greenport. We don't know yet. I don't even think beta testers know yet. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with that route. If they're releasing the M3, that tells me they're looking to make more of a network down there. And it would be nice if we can get a full network there. Though I don't expect a full network. Nonetheless, that is something I could see done in Simrail. Just saying. I could see that in Simrail, but the signal scripting would have to be done from scratch. And I don't see Brandon moving over to Simrail anytime soon. He did a great job on that route, by the way. And he's doing some other routes as well. I know he's doing something in Train Sim World, he mentioned to me. I don't know what it is. All we know is that there's a US route coming. Oh, he's dead. And I look forward to seeing what he comes up with on that. It could be something to do with an existing route as well. I don't know exactly what he's doing. And even if I do, I can't tell you. Not until DTG announces it anyway. Because then we know what it is. So yeah, looking forward to doing the M3. I have been recording some scenarios for another route. I've not done them yet, but I've done a good few of them. And it's another route I want to introduce. I'm not moving straight into those. I'm hedging my bets on what I'm going to do after the M4. Like I hinted at yesterday, there could be another route coming. It's been 2 months. We had a nice little Christmas break. I'm curious to see if we're getting something at the end of this month or maybe next month, maybe even at the latest March. I'm just guessing. Total guess. Because we expect routes every 4 months now. We've been conditioned to expect them. So we had a route in July, we had a route in October, we're now in January. It's been 3 months. I expect a route next month. We're going to see what happens. But I do intend, if we get a route next month, I will be playing it on launch day on this channel. And I am heavily debating trying to do some Train Sim World stuff, but I'm going to finish the rest of my Train Sim Classic stuff just in case I need something as a backup. Actually, now think about it, I think there was an Edinburgh to Glasgow, if I remember correctly, coming for Train Sim World. That's been, they released a train image and someone picked up the route immediately. So that is basically been confirmed. I don't know if Privet themselves have confirmed it, but it's basically been confirmed because I don't see anyone from DTG trying to slow it down saying, oh no, you never know, it could be this. No, I think they pretty much confirmed it at this point. So Edinburgh, Glasgow, if I have my hands on it, I'm going to give it a drive. Hey, train! That's the train I said was going to be coming about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, something like that. My iPad was still bringing up the information because I had my image over the bot train, but that was a 24911. So, different chain of trains. Now, interestingly enough, I mentioned earlier the priorities. You actually do see some 4-2 traffic going through line 660. I kind of hinted this earlier. The 4-2 traffic, we're 4-2 traffic. We're taking the same line as the 2-4 traffic. There is 4-2 traffic that takes a different line, and other 4-2 traffic comes along that line as well. I think that's where I could be wrong. That might be where the 440 traffic was. I think it is though. So I think that's the line we'd be taking. Is that a red? Gosh, nabbit. No, I didn't call out a station on the way. I missed Jazovka. I didn't call out Jazovka. I'll try and leave a tooltip if I remember. And Gajovka we might be going through, or we might have just gone through. Yeah, Gajovka was back there as well. Once again, I'll see if I can leave a tooltip. There is another station coming up that we are going to be passing through because it is on line 62. 65 avoids it. Speaking of, 65 is technically going to leave our side. It's been driving with us for a while, like a good friend. But it's going to be leaving our side very soon. You see it up there on the left? You kind of see it taking off to the left a little bit here. It is going to curve away now. At this point where that line curves away, you can get ready to expect Charznika. There's a green signal. Our speed is slowing down quite a bit. This must, I guess this is a 40 area because we hit 39 for a moment there. No, it's a 30 area. This is a 30 area that we're in right now. I'll just bring up the info and confirm this. We are in a 30. You can see that our next waypoint is driving through Charznika, which I mentioned already is the next station. It's 1.1 3/4 kilometers away from our present heading. That express train I mentioned, it's long gone. It's on line 65 by this point. That said, there is another express train going south. And I'm not gonna lie, I want Krakow. I want Krakow in this game. No specific reason, it's just a major city. That's all. Major city. That will do. Krakow to Warsaw, one journey. Thank you. And get the terminus station in for this train as well. That's all we need to do. Is that a station building? I'll throw a honk at it. That is a station building. So we know that Charznika has a station building. We're going to be dispatching here. I think the reason is, and I don't know if it's for, you know what? We might have a junction between these two lines that this track manages. This junction that this guy manages. Do we have line junctions? I'm trying to find out. It is not evident. There used to be a line that actually connected. And this line, I don't have a number for. No, 2018 is a line that used to go here. I don't know what this line did, but it does go off in a very, very curvy direction. And went for a while. It went for a little while here. I don't know where that line actually terminates. But there's actually multiple other lines connected to it as well that also are no longer existing. So these lines are in the Poland area, and they actually crossed state border or country borders. So I don't know exactly where they went, so I'm not going to worry about it at this point. Not my concern. Well, actually, it wasn't. Well, I don't know. I don't know at this point. Who cares? We're going to move on to what we need to worry about. We're coming up to another track here. This is actually I take that back. No, we're just taking a curve. We did go through Charznika, which, by the way, bring up the info. Not a stop. It is not a stop. The next three waypoints are also not stops. So our much longer track is going to eventually see line 65 on the left once again. Notice the group of houses over here. Let's take a look at these guys. Let's take a look at these. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. That road crossing there, that was beautiful. I like that. Oh, hello. Hello, there goes a Audi or something. I don't know what that is. Pontiac. Definitely not a Tesla. It's not self-driving. There's some kind of other guy up there. Let's get back in the seat. We can't get back in the seat. Let's get back in the seat. There we go. So you can now see line 65 is back on the left. I don't know if there's a junction. I don't see one, and it seems to be at a wrong level to allow for a really good junction. So I'm going to assume there is no junction because it's already curving back away to the left. You just see it briefly, and then off it goes. As you can see, this route has you being a little horn happy. What, do you want me to say horny? Horn happy is sufficient. We'll say you get a little horn happy on this route. All these crossings. This crossing works. That car did not commit suicide. God bless you, car. I think we're going to see another train coming along here. Yeah, train number 24163, another bot train. It's very early in this journey. Maybe someone will pick it up, but I don't expect it given the time. It is morning, though. Maybe someone will. 24163 is passing by. It is 7:24 in the morning in the UK. There is a possibility that more of these trains are going to be populated as the morning picks up. Right now, a lot of the trains are still empty. I expect more activity in about 8 hours. But the dispatcher rules, they're going to be gone immediately. Don't expect them. We are now joining track 8 from Krakow. This will take us through the final few stations of our journey, which can still be about another 20 minutes. We're about the hour and a half point, maybe actually a little bit less. Might be an hour and 20, 25 minutes of our journey. This is the line from Krakow. We pick up the 3-1 services on this line and travel towards Warsaw. So this is part of an express journey in this game. Interestingly, a scenario is not created for this yet, as far as I know, unless it is on the Line 62 route, as is listed on the Line 62 route. If it is, we might have another scenario option when we click over to that route. We will take a look. Not now, of course, just later. So that was 2 tracks. One of them has joined. We now are running on 3 tracks. So this is now a 3-track path. Yeah, that was point 21 at which the lines joined. So if you look in, if you were to be in dispatching in Tunnel, which is up ahead, on your dispatch map, you would probably see point 21. That is where the 2 lines merge. Not that that's really going to matter to us. We're going through a tunnel. So that was, this is apparently the Tunnel pod Biala Nora. 8 Tunnel pod Biala Nola. The only tunnel I've seen on any of these routes so far. There may be more, but I've only seen the one. Interesting. Very interesting. It's nice that we got 1, right, ladies and gentlemen? 1 is nice. At some point when we start dispatching Tunnel, the question is going to be asked, can you walk through tunnels? The answer is most likely yes. And if there's a train coming at you, the answer is you're most likely going to die. So we're passing under another track right now. This is track 65. At this point, there's a line that used to, I don't know if I have a number for this, I don't see one, but there used to be another numbered track somewhere. Maybe it was not numbered. It might be a really, really old one that was not numbered. That track used to connect from the point that we're driving on right now before Kozlov. So this area before Kozlov, it connected to this. It actually connected to line 65. There is now no connection to line 65 at that intersection, at that junction. There is no connection. That was the only one. However, after we get through Koblov, which is right here, or Kozlov, which, by the way, there's a freight train over on the other track. I never told you who that is. That is 245035, currently a bot. Coming from Zejov. That one I'm going to have to do about 100 times. It's heading for some location. I'm not going to try saying it. Look it up if you want to. So line 65 actually merges up here. So the reason that that junction that we, that bridge we passed, the reason the junction no longer exists there, I believe, is because line 65 traffic can just take that path and connect. Or not. I might be wrong on that. Anyway, we're on a single line. You see more train tracks which represent line 65, I believe, over on our left, our right. I haven't paid attention if there's any connecting tracks, but I'm looking on the open railway map and I don't think I see any connectors. So I think it just kind of runs alongside for a while, and then maybe there's a connector later on. Maybe there isn't. And off the lines go. So this line does still continue for a little while. You might be thinking now we've gotten past the really exciting part where the branches off. No, we're not done yet. We have a little bit further to go. But there is not much. We do have I think 3 more platforms to see. And after these 3 platforms, that will be it. There's not really a lot of other waypoints to talk about. And actually, I take that back. It might be 2 more platforms. There is a 3rd platform, I believe, listed on the route. But I don't think we're going to be able to reach it as players at this time. And whether the route continues, I don't know yet. The line we're on right now does continue to the east, and it does go quite a far away. Following the information, it eventually joins line 66 and goes alongside line 66. At some point, 65 takes a turn slightly north and then heads back along with line 72. At some point, line 65 does reach a border with, I believe, the Ukraine. I think that's the Ukraine in that area. And that does make sense. That would be where the Ukraine would be. Or someone south of the Ukraine. So 65 continues to the border. There's no really reason for us to stay on line 65 all the way to the border, unless we are going to have the Ukraine rail network one day. Who knows? I think I didn't call out another station here. Oops, I was looking at the map trying to figure out where that route went. And I did not call out another station. We missed, or you saw, but I missed Klimontov. I'll catch it on the review. We're almost done. So we're coming up next on Sedziskov. That is the terminus of this route. I don't know how far traffic we're going to be able to continue. In fact, I do see other trains, and they're just AI right now. Whether it actually lets you continue on it, I don't know. But Kurzcc is up ahead, and I know I'm saying that wrong. Don't lasso me for that one, please. So the trains do continue even if we do not. So I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you to follow the channel, I should say subscribe to the channel because it's free. Like the video. This looks like a dispatch station. So that was definitely a dispatch station here for this area. And that might actually be it, actually. I don't know which one's the correct one, but Someday we're going to get it. This determines the route we're going to get it someday, or maybe this will say AI. Who knows? I assume it's going to be one we get. It's going to be probably mechanical, and we're going to have fun with it. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. I am going to be doing more Simrail, like I said, but like I said, next week is going to be Train Sim Classic. I don't know what's going to follow the next week yet. I'm keeping an eye on any additions to this game. If there are additions to this game, I'm going to try to show off the additions to this game. I'm going to make a point of coming back to show off anything they add. And of course, we're going to do the occasional ride-along as well. So I'm going to be trying to throw in the express service at some point. But I want to do another scenario or two as well. Even though they are long, I do want to do another scenario or two. I think the main reason they are long is because we are traveling on high-speed lines. And they are services that go all the way to Warsaw. That's why they're so long. Otherwise, they would be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours like this one. These are like 3-hour scenarios. So, at the very least, we will get the shorter ones in. I'm not going to try to broadcast each of the longer ones. But at some point, I may drive one just because I'm bored and I need something to do in this game. So, we'll see. I could easily just do that in multiplayer, though, and pick a different train each time. I have no idea again what that was, but we heard that at the start of this journey. And that's the end of the scenario. So we don't get to the next station. I am looking at the map right now, and my soul has been claimed. May my soul rest in peace. That's a lot of noise. The train will continue. I'm not going to worry about showing the graph because we stayed with the AI bot the whole time. Because I finished this entire journey, I get 1,000 points. Yay! So before we quit, I'm just going to poke around in here and take one more look at this route because I noticed that I did not even realize those multiplayer services were over in the Line 8 area on the, I should say the other services until I actually clicked on it. I thought they might be diverted trains because the line was closed or something. No, they're actual services. Here is a service from that station to Krakow. No. Yeah, Krakow. From that station to Krakow. So it's a very, very short scenario. No, it's a 2-hour, 20-minute scenario. What am I talking about? I don't think this is correct in the text. We're not going all the way to Krakow, are we? We are not going all the way to Krakow. What is this? What is this? Katowice. Okay, that makes sense. We're getting this train to Katowice. So yeah, I think this train is supposed to say Katowice to... No. It's supposed to say that place to Katowice. Katowice is supposed to be the second train in that because look at this. It's only 5 minutes shorter and it goes to Katowice. So yeah, you're traveling this whole route in a 34WE train. We are going to have to do that at some point in a scenario because I will drive that one. I have to. I have to drive that one. I'm going to get penalized for all sorts of horn honking, guys. You're going to enjoy this. But in the meantime, we also have this scenario down here, which is the ET Phone Home 25. That is a PKP cargo running on June 5th of 2021. So there you go. Scenario date, June 5th of 2021. They're all June 5th, 2021. Okay, that is fun to know. So... That's apparently a very hard scenario, slightly longer, and we're going to be driving cargo. Yeah, you see where this is going. But that's another time. We're going to come to this route and look at this. I want to spend, on 1 week, I'm going to probably just do 2 videos 1 week, and I'm going to just do 2 of these scenarios. Well, 1 of these scenarios, and then the multiplayer express service. I want to show the multiplayer express service as a ride-along. And I may drive one of these scenarios the same week. I haven't decided yet. Because, again, I'm not doing this next week. I might not be doing this the following week. I might be showing off something else new in dispatching or some other aspect of a new train or something the following time. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'm Cyclone. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. I will see you next time for more Simrail, the Railway Simulator, and other games. See you next time. Bye-bye.